people. So I said, what we'll do in the second 100 year of Pinotage, we'll rebuild the mint. Then it's bigger. There's more space. And first of all, after I've spoken, because of the more space, there will be more oxygen also. Because if I go on, I'll do it, try to do it very short. Pierrot, Abraham Isaac Pierrot crossed Pinot Fin with Hermetyke. It's an Afrikaans saying, but the synonym for Cinsault. At a certain stage, a lot of people thought Hermetyke, Hermitage, and they thought about Tuin Hermitage, they thought about Shiraz. So the Shiraz guys, they are very Lani guys, they said, but this Pinotage should be Shiraz. But Pierrot actually wrote in his diary, 17 November, Pinot Fin, there's 42 clones, and it's clone 115. And people will say, but why is Pinotage not 100 years old in 1924? It's because I'm a May baby, so my mom and dad made me in November. They crossed. And I don't want to know what my mom and dad do. Nobody of us want to know that. But they didn't shout, Beyers, Beyers, Beyers at me. So the next year, the seedlings, 4 seedlings was planted, and usually out of that, you will get a bit of grapes. So that was Pinotage. So we presume 1925 as the 100 years. Moving on, in 41, the first wine was made. So it took a long time to get there. In 41, the first wine was made at Elsenburg by the lecturer C.T. de Waal. And if you know the de Waals, they're from Uiterwyk. He made the first wines in near oak barrels. And it seems rugby played a bit of a role there, because he shared, they didn't share a beer it seems, they shared Pinotage, this new variety. And he shared it with his teammates. He played centre for Western Province, not for the Stormers those days, for Western Cape Abs. Then Paul Sauer from Kanonkop was a front rank of Western Cape, and P.K. Morkel, Johan know much more about rugby than I do. P.K. Morkel played wing and fullback for the Springboks. And up to today, you'll get the oldest planting still on those 3 farms. If we move on then from 1941, in 69, where am I now? When was he? 59. 59 and 61. You know, we have a young wine show. In those days, the young wine shows was everything. There was 2 big prizes, one in 59 and 61. The top wines of that show was Bellevue Pinotage and Kanonkop Pinotage afterwards. And the first label was also 59 Lanzera. I had the opportunity to drink some of that wine 3 years ago. And they retasted, and there was a small bottle of 59. And I had it with a sandwich. And I would have had it with grass or anything, but it was still astoundingly good. So we thought the first wine was a blend of Kanonkop and Bellevue, if you read the history that was written, and we checked the tank notes, and it was all from Bellevue. I think later on they started using Kanonkop after they also won a competition. Then in 73, Pinotage has got a huge hit from a blow from the British. There's no British wine masters here today, because we locked them up immediately. It could have been much further, but I think they just tested us a bit. They said Pinotage reeks of rusty nails and also of nail varnish. And there was a few farms still like Merendal and Uiterwyk and Kanonkop and Simonsig and Spier that went on and made wines with Pinotage, and they fight the fight or whatever. And other people gave up. They started making Pinotage white, they blended it, They rather drank it under the table than on top of the table. And then in '93, world sommeliers and also wine masters from the world came to South Africa, and we showed them pinotages from all price ranges and all quality ranges, and they said red gold, and they said the trump card of South Africa, and we knew we were on the right track. And there's a lot of things I can fill in, but we have to get out here. Oxygen is starting to get less and less. So in '95 we started the Pinotage Association, and the Pinotage Association are on 3 pillars. The first one is experimentation. The second one is dissemination of knowledge. So if Etienne, where's Etienne? If he made a very good wine, Orpheus Araven those days, and he would tell the youngsters how he made it, that they don't have to reinvent the wheel. And that worked. We even went down to our farm workers to give them the knowledge of the vineyards and everything. So then it went fairly fast. And marketing, one of those was marketing, but you can't do marketing without money. So some of the heads, she's standing over there, if you need money, she's there. They eventually, I had pants like this, now this is jeans, smart pants. And I sat my pants through at the Volkskas, and eventually they gave me 25,000 rand. It was a lot those days. Tremendous buy. Willem is here, he said no, it was 40, I said no, 25 sounds much better. And with that, we started off, we've got at this stage a competition for the best 10 pinotages, for the best rosés, for the best blends, and for old ones, old pinotages. Because pinotage age like unbelievable. I also, and I'm going to keep you now, I wanted to end off with that, but the only wine that I gave 20 out of 20 was the 63 Landsraad. And if you pick it up now, you'll still have that red cherry and red flavors of this wine. It's so lovely and so smooth. I gave it 25 out of 20, but that was in Gevrey-Chambertin, where a girl did the tasting in a bikini. And I thought she was only there to wash the guy's car. I still awake at night time thinking of this girl. I was 25 and she must have been 20, so lovely thoughts. And she gave the tasting that day. I immediately gave it 25. So the atmosphere also makes wine different. And I want to end off by saying we've got a classification for Pinotage now. Because we're the top 10, we have decided that there will be 10 winners. Even, and these days we select 20 before we start with the 10. So out of that 20, it's very difficult to select. But even if you enter 4 and all 4 is in the 10, you can only have 1 in the 10 and 1 in the 20. So the points that we give is for the 10 and the 20. If you can sell a wine above 500 rand, and what do you do for Pinotage? I mean, you get a lot of guys that sit and wait. I've seen a lot of guys around here that make Pinotage that don't wait at the end. He made me nearly cry. He's got a new cellar at Merendal, and such a lovely wine. And it's, you see guys like his age to get passionate about this variety. Makes me say, thanks a lot. That's what we want to see. So, end of the story, we're going to taste that. We're going to taste a few other wines afterwards. So, enjoy the minty. But die slaan van die mint.
Okay.